Hello, this is me doing an update on what I'm doing with the Ornithopter modeling. Just quick summary of what I've done so far in 7 to 8 days that I'm doing it bit by bit every day. I went and grabbed all the screenshots that I could find in the movie, from the movie, of all the angles where the Ornithopter is present. And then I used this pure ref software to place all the screenshots and group them loosely in some groups. And this is all for 8-winged machine. There is also 4-winged machine and 6-winged machine in the movie. This is Harkonnen, as I like to, not Harkonnen, Harkonnen, but I call it Harkonnen, like a Finnish last name. Anyway, and then I also went on internet and found a bunch of cool images like this one from one of the VFX studios. I think it's Deng, who did the thing. And also the British company, I forgot the name of the British company, did the 3 physical models, one for exterior shots and there's one for interior shots. And you can find on public internet these photos of real thing that used on the set. Not going to be useful that much, but you can also find some concept arts from incredible designers who did that thing. Yeah, so you find all these pics, and the next step you do is, what I did is I go to Inkscape and I start playing and trying to do some shapes and stuff. But one of the important steps is to determine the aspect dimensions, like how big is that thing. And one of the candles, measuring sticks that I used was this yellow letter over here, which is you can find the size of this letter. I had it somewhere, I already forgot, but basically this is a known distance. So from this point to this point, this line is a known distance, and you can kind of loosely apply it on the model. And the other candle that I used was, where is it? Let me find it. There was a scene where the character who played by Momoa, what's his first name? I forgot. He is exiting. Anyway, let me find it here. It's definitely here. He's exiting the vehicle, like you see, like here. This the Momoa actor is exiting a vehicle. Man, where is the better shot? I had a better shot where here exiting it. Anyway, and so his height. Yeah, something like that. I don't know where the other one, where he just stretching his leg, but his height. You can look it up on internet, and so you can use his height on this photo to determine overall size in the plane where he is standing, which is important because of aspect ratio, because perspective problems. Yeah, so I used those two to determine overall size, more or less. So oh yes, it says here 2.34 meters is the ladder, is 106 millimeters on my and so everything else you can just use using proportion. You can calculate everything else. One of the shots that I had, and I guess we can quickly go to the actual question in mind. The question was, how would you project the 2D images into 3D space? Well, you don't project anything, to be honest. What you're trying to do is you're trying to find most perspective, like most orthogonal views in the movie you can find. And if they done with very zoomy lens with the high number, so basically very far away, then the image that you can see will be as flat in terms of perspective as it can be. So this photo here is not a good example, because you can see this end of the leg and this end of the leg. Well, it would be nice if they are in one behind another, but they are not. So there's a perspective involved on this photo. But on some other ones, like this one, this shot here, it's very far away and it's very flat. So, end of the leg here would be just behind the other leg. And so you can use this one to get your overall profile shape. And I believe this green overlay is somewhat I did just based on the other shots of the movie, like this one. Yeah, this one is better. So you can see it's from far away and it's pretty flat. So there is a little bit of, you can see the one leg and other leg, so there is still some angle. It's almost like the photo was taken from the ground where the machine goes up, and so it's a little bit from below, but it's still quite flat. This is another shot. This is pretty flat. You can see how you don't see the top of the tail. It's almost as flat as it can be. So you can use this shot to outline the overall shape from this side. This is another shot that has just end of it, but it's also pretty flat. So you could use, that's what I did. I overlaid, I did the overlay, and then I used just that image in my CAD software. This is another one from one of another shots. I don't remember which one this one is applied to. Yeah, so now this is the side profile. So now I have access to the side profile. For the front profile, there are a couple of shots. This one is pretty low res, but it's very far away and very, very flat. You can use that to make up some shots, not shots, but some overlays, like I did here with the red. This one, so this scene here where the Mamo character gets out of the vehicle, you can see it's almost good, but it's not exactly centered. So this side is, so the camera is more on the left side, well, I mean our left side, than the right side. So it's not exactly symmetrical. If you try and draw a vertical line, it's not passing through the end of it because it's on the left. So if I just mirror this side, it won't match the picture on the left. But it still can be used for, I don't know, just overall relation between vertices and planes. And in terms of top shot, this is pretty much the only shot where it can be more or less taken as a top one, like from the top, even though this one is from the bottom, but there is no shot in the movie where it's seen from the top. So this one is the flattest you can find for this, top bottom overall shape thing that you can use. Yeah, and after you did all that, you let's just remove this one and I'll show you what I have. And then you try and just apply all these outlines. This is Fusion 360, so it has this feature of canvas. You can put an image on one of the planes, X, Y, and Z. And so you just put those things and you try to match your model with those planes. So there is no projection, it's just you start modeling it so that it will match all the so front. Yeah, so it will match, the image behind it. So you can see this is the image, this is the model. Well, it's not exactly matching on the right because the image itself is not symmetrical. But yeah, this is another shot. You can see this one is, you can see there will be some disagreement between. So this plate here, you see this trapezoidal shape. It's not matching exactly with the trapezoidal shape on this picture, but it matches. Let's go from the right or from the side, but it will match one of the side shots. You know, this green stuff was taken from one of the shots, and so it will this trapezoidal shape, it will match that side a little bit better. But it's just, at this point, it's just magic and trying to match it, so it will be more or less, you know, in correspondence with all the profiles and all the pictures that you have, more at the best you can do it. Yeah, so that's how I guess you match it from perspective to, from pictures to the model. And yeah, it's quite tricky when you're looking at all these pictures and then you're trying to position your model. You have to keep in mind that usually in modeling software your camera is orthogonal and not perspective one. So if you switch it to perspective, then it will change it drastically. And so you have to, you know, if you want to compare it, you have to keep this in mind when you're just comparing and looking, okay, that looks right to this one, for example. Yeah, and that's it. There's nothing more to that. And when the main shape is established, all the other details will be a little bit easier to do because they will have bigger picture in context, and so you will be able to now work less with orthogonal images that you found, but more with the actual correlation between your model you have already as your base and what this same correlation and same relationship you can see on the image. Yeah, that's it.